Hello, welcome and happy new year to you. This is the first video I'm doing for the year 2024. And we are starting stronger. And today I'm going to offer you a very nice value. We are going to discuss how to use Microsoft Excel. Okay? Excel is a spreadsheet program which you can use for calculation and for data analysis, as well as for plotting of charts. So follow me as I put you through on everything you need to know about Excel as a beginner and how to complete some tasks with the program. You can access Microsoft Excel on the web, and you can also have it as an installed app on your computer. I will guide you on how you can use Excel both ways, okay? For you to access Excel on the web, open your web browser. As the browser opens, visit microsoft365.com. As Microsoft 365 opens, you will be required to log in with your Microsoft 365 account details, okay, which contains Excel as one of the major applications. But here I'm logged in automatically because I saved my login details on this platform. All right. So once you log in and you want to use Excel on the web, just click on Excel. As you click on it, you can go with the blank workbook or you can choose any of these Excel templates, okay? Let me get back to home. If you want to use Excel as a desktop app, go on and click on Install Apps and follow the on-screen guide. Okay, this will install Microsoft 365 on your PC. But in most Windows 11 PCs and Windows 10, Microsoft 365 comes pre-installed on it. All you need is just to activate the subscription and you start using it. So let's focus more on how to use the desktop app of Excel. Once you installed Microsoft 365 on your PC and you want to access Excel, click on Start and search for Excel. As it shows up in the search results, click on it for it to open. Once the Excel program opens on your PC, this is the interface you will see. First is the blank workbook, which you are likely to be using always. Then these others are the templates, which are pre-designed. For example, if you want to prepare personal monthly budgets, you can go with this. This is a welcome message. This is formula tutorial. Anyone you want. And this is premium weekly chore schedule, okay? But here we are going to rock with the blank workbook, okay? Then look at this part. You can see some tabs here. We have recent, we have pinned, we have shared with me. Recent contains some Excel files you recently accessed on your computer. Pinned contain Excel file that you pinned on this start screen. Okay. Then shared with me contains some Excel files you shared with people to their emails or as links. But here we don't have anything here because we have not pinned any program here, any file here. Here also we don't have anything because we have not shared anything to other people from this Microsoft 365 account. Okay. And research shows some recent files I have used on this my Excel programs. Okay. Let's go ahead and open a blank workbook and start our work. For you to use a blank workbook, just click on it. As it opens, the first cell is selected automatically, meaning that you can start typing what you want to type here, okay? But if you want to start from here, you can click on this, okay? Then these small boxes are called cells. You can see this is cell, this is cell, this is cell, this is cell, all right? But this arrangement is called column. That is the group of cells that are arranged horizontally, okay? Then this group of cells that are arranged vertically are called rows, okay? So this is row 1 and this is row 2 and this is row 3, all right? Now let's go ahead and enter data in a cell. For you to enter data in a cell, just click on one of the cells and then type in the data you want to have in it. Here, let me assume that Godwin Tech has an academy, and that academy has both males and females. in different groups. All right. So I will prepare a spreadsheet containing the number of males and the number of females in each of these classes. So this first cell will be class. After that, for you to type data in another one, click on that. Here I can say males, all right? And here I can say females. Okay, for you to correct an information in a cell, what you need to do is to double click on that. If you click on that cell once and press the backspace key, all the information there will be wiped out. But when you double click, your cursor will start blinking just as you can see now. And you can use the arrow key to get to where you want to add a new data. Okay, as you can see now, I have edited these to be classes. I recommend you save your Excel file before you have large data, okay, added in the spreadsheet. So here we are going to save this our file. For you to save, click on File, select Save As, select Browse. Navigate to the folder in your PC where you want to save this file. For me, I want to save it in the Documents folder, so I'll click on Documents. Then give this Excel a name of your choice. So let's say here I want to call it Godwin Academy, okay? In the save as type, leave it as Excel workbook. Please don't change this, okay? Then click on save. Now that we have saved our file, we can keep adding some data on it, okay? As we add, subsequently, you can use the shortcut Ctrl S to save what you have already added, okay? Or you can just click on the save icon and every other new data you add upon the spreadsheet are being saved. A cell is programmed or created with many tabs. Okay, this file, home, insert, draw, page layouts, formulas, data, review, view, and help are all the tabs in Excel program. Each of these tabs have some commands inside of it, just as we are on the home tab. Okay, you can see paste, you can see copy, you can see cut, you can see a lot of commands under the home tab. Okay, now you may like to format this information we have already entered in Excel. For you to format any information, just click on it for it to be selected. Here I want to make this bold, all right? So click on the bold icon. You can see it has been made bold. Alternatively, you can select all these cells at once and then make them bold. For you to do that, take your cursor to the first until you see this sign change to cross sign. Then drag and you can see all these three cells are already selected. Click on the bold for everything to be made bold. Okay, if you want to italicize, go with this. If you want to underline, go with this. But here, I want to make them bold and they're okay the way they appear on the screen right now. Sometimes you may have some information or data that's cut into another cell. Okay, take for example, I said I want to edit this as number of males, all right? Number of males. You can see now it has cut into this column C. And because of that, we are not seeing the female. But when we click out, we can still see the females. But the point is that the whole of this information is not being seen. Are you getting it? So for us to make everything sure, we need to extend this cell. For you to extend the cell, click on the column. Then position your mouse until you see this sign you are seeing on the screen, the two crossed arrows. Press and hold on the left button of your mouse and then drag in one direction. Now we have not gotten all we need, we have to drag again. And here we are, we can see the number of males show up clearly. Alternatively, there's another way you can still apply to extend the cells you have in your Excel workbook. For you to apply the other method, click on the cell you want to extend for it to be selected. Once you do that, make sure you're on the home tab, alright? Then get to this section under cells. You can see format. Just click on format, alright? Then you have some options listed here. Our interest is on extending the width. That's the column width. So select the option column width. Once you do that, you will be able to assign a value for yourself. But the best you can do for yourself is to go with the option auto fit column width. Okay. Once you apply this, the cell will adjust on its own to show all the data content in it. So let's apply it. As you can see, number of males has shown up clearly. Let's talk about sheets in a workbook. Once you open an Excel program, this that opens is called a workbook. All right. This workbook can have many sheets inside. It's like having an exercise book with many leaves inside of it. In this tutorial, I started by saying that I have an academy called Godwin Tech Academy. All right. And here I want to list the classes and number of males and the number of females in the classes. All right. Take for example, I want to have another sheet inside this workbook which contains the names of the instructors in Godwin Tech Academy. What I need to do is just to click on this plus sign. Once I clicked on that plus sign, a new sheet is added. You can see that it is named sheet 2 automatically. But you can change them. Maybe I want to call it instructors. All I need is just to right click and select the option to rename and then give it a name of my choice. And after that, press the enter key of my computer keyboard for the name to be saved. All right. So in a workbook, you can have many sheets inside. So here I can say, okay, names of the instructors, and here I can have classes they manage. All right. So that is how you can add sheets inside a workbook. Let's get back to the sheet one. So I'll click on this. You can convert an Excel file into PDF. Most times we do this because the intended people we want to share the file with may not have an application that opens spreadsheet on their phones or on their devices, other devices. So the best is for you to convert the Excel file to PDF before you share with them, okay? And for you to convert the Excel file to PDF, click on File, select Export, select PDF or slash SPS. Now you can see Save as Type has already been selected as PDF. So you can leave it with the default name you used to save it in Excel format, okay? And after that, click on Publish. Now it prompts me to open the file immediately, but I don't want that, okay? So I can click out. Alright, as you convert the Excel file to PDF, you just saved a copy. Okay? So you can continue working on what you are working on at that point in time. You can insert rows and columns in a spreadsheet. Take for example, here I have classes, I have males, I have females, and there is another information I want to add here before the females. All right, what do we do? What we need to do is to add in another column. All right, and for you to do that, click on column C. All right, then right click and then select the option to add. Okay, see insert here, select insert option. And now we have added a new column here. All right. So with this, you can add a new information here and continue what you're working on. Okay. Let's undo that. Okay. I don't want to add any information. All right. You can also add row. Okay. Take for example, before B, I want to add another row. For you to do that, click on row 2, all right? Once you click on that, this row is being selected, all right? So right click on that number and select insert. And now you can see we have added a new row here, okay? Well, let's undo that. Let's discuss how to hide rows and columns in Excel spreadsheet, okay? Take for example, I don't want to have the number of members here again in this spreadsheet, and I need to hide this column C. What I need to do is just to click on this C for the column to be selected, all right? Then I'll right click for me to see some options. Then I will select hide. And you can see this column has been hidden. All right, as column C is hidden, you can see you can't see it here again, okay? But I want to unhide it because we still need it. For you to unhide, just gently take your cursor to this white space. There's a white space created after the B once you hide a column. All right. Once you're there, I'll right click and select unhide. As you can see, this has returned the initial column C. All right. Then you can still hide a row. Okay. Take for example, I want to hide row 3. Click on it for it to be selected. Right click and select the option to hide. Alright, as you can see, the row 3 has been hidden. And this creates a visible tick line, alright, showing that something is being hidden here. Okay, for you to unhide it, just carefully take your cursor to that tick line, alright, right click and select the unhide option. And our row has been returned to its normal place. Let's discuss protection of workbook and spreadsheet, or simply put, workbook and sheet. If you can remember, workbook is like an exercise book containing so many sheets inside, and sheet is one of the leaves of the exercise book. For example, this is sheet 1 and this is sheet 2, all right? Then the summation of sheet 1 and sheet 2 makes up the workbook, okay? So let's talk about how we can protect sheet first. After that, we talk about how to protect workbook, okay? Which contains all the sheets. So if I want to protect this sheet 1, first is to click on it for it to be selected, just as you can see right now. Then after that, click on review. Okay, these are the commands under the review tab. And our interest here is to protect the sheet, all right, which is this one, all right. So click on protect sheet. Now, this shows up some things. It says we should insert password. So once you protect this sheet now, anytime you want to open it, or maybe someone have access to your PC and want to open it, that password will be demanded from him. Or maybe you share the file to people before they can open the sheet, they need to insert the password you use to protect it. Okay, so you say password to unprotect the sheet. So let's go with 1988. All right, after that click on OK. It say we should re-enter password to proceed. 1988, that's enter the same password. Okay, click OK. And here now this sheet 1 has been protected. So anytime somebody wants to access it, he needs to enter the password to have access. If I want to protect the sheet 2, I'll still do the same thing. Just click on the sheet 2 for it to be selected. Then click on review and then go with the sheet protection. So let's say I want to protect the entire workbook containing the 2 sheets, okay, or even more than 2 sheets, okay. What you need to do is first click on the review, all right, for it to be display some commands under it, and then go with the option protect workbook. Now put a password for the workbook to be protected. Okay, I'll repeat the same password. All right. Okay. And good. Here we have protect both sheet 1 and sheet 2. So anytime we send this workbook out to somebody, he needs to enter the password before he can have access to the full package. All right. Okay. You can plot graphs or charts in Excel. This is graphical representation of the data you have in your workbook. All right. Note that you cannot plot a graph or chart using the data contained in a protected workbook. All right. So for us to go ahead and plot graph here, we have to unprotect this spreadsheet. Okay. And for us to do that, click on review. And one of the options here is unprotect. So click on that and then type the password. And here we have unprotect this workbook. All right. So with this, we can go ahead and plot the graph we want, okay? So let's return back to the home, okay? So here I want us to start with plotting of this data in a column chart, okay? And for us to do that, first select the data you want to represent in a chart. After that, click Insert. Then select Recommended Charts. This displays chart sample, okay? So click on All Charts. And our interest is on column chart, okay, which is selected by default. Now it shows us these two styles we can go with. We can go with this, we can go with this option, all right? But here, let's go with this, the first one. So I'll click on that and then click on OK. Now you can see this shows class A, class B, class C, and class D. All right. So the blue color, the blue bars represent the males, and the red bars represent the females. All right. So this does not have a title. You can click on that spot and give it a title of your choice. But because of time, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So once the chart is selected, you can see there are some styles you can apply to. So if you like this, click on that. And you can see it makes this chart look more beautiful. All right. Okay, let's create another type of chart. Okay. And here I want to create a pie chart. All right. So this is my data. A pie chart is used to represent the proportion of a particular item compared to others. All right. So here, this has the data represents the fruits I take on weekly basis and amount of money spent on each of them. All right. I'm a lover of cucumber. So this is cucumber I spent $250 on it. Okay. So I'm going to plot all these against these in a pie chart. All right. So let me represent them in a pie chart. The first is to select the data. So I will select all these. Then after that, click on Insert. Then click on Recommended Chart. All right, this suggests some charts for us. You can see this program is very intelligent. It has already suggested some charts here. This is bar chart. This is okay. This is column chart. This is pie chart. This is bar chart. You can see the intelligence. Okay, so we can just pick our pie chart from here. All right, which we want to represent the information on, or we can go with option or charts. Okay, which displays some chart types. So let's click on pi, which is where our interest is. You can see some samples here. Do you want to represent it in this form, or do you want to have it in 3D, or do you want to have it pi or pi of pi, or do you want to have it bar of pi, or do you want to have it as do not? All right. So make your choice. But I think it would be nice if we have it in 3D. Okay, that looks so beautiful. So I select this sample and then click on OK. Now, this has represented the information in a pie chart. You can see this yellow. Let's know what is this yellow. The yellow is for oranges. And this blue is cucumber, which still shows that cucumber has the largest percentage. Are we getting it? So you can see here is a point cucumber value 250, which is 42% of the total money spent on the other fruits. You get it? So, and then this one represents this represents the pair, all right? So that is how you can plot pie charts in an Excel spreadsheet. So with this, you can plot other types of charts of your choice in Excel. Let's discuss calculations in Excel. This is where I'm going to end this tutorial because of time, okay? I don't want this video to be too long, okay? You can sum values, you can find maximum, you can do subtraction, you can do multiplication, okay, of values in Excel, all right? Okay, let's assume I want to sum all these values. The quickest way I can do that is by first selecting all the cells that contains the data, okay, the value. After that, click on formulas, all right? So there are some options here. Click on auto sum and select sum. You can see these values have been summed and the result is placed here. Though there is another way you can do this summation, but because of time, I will not go in detail about that, okay? Let's say I want to subtract this 50 from this 250. You can do that by quoting the cells, okay? First, click on the cell where you want to have the answer placed, okay? Then introduce equals sign. After that, quote the cell. So here I will quote the cell B2, okay? The name came about because of the column, which is B, and the row, which is 2, okay? So I will type B2, then minus the value here, 50, is in B3 because of row 3 and column B, all right? B3. After that, press the enter key of your computer keyboard. You can see this has returned 200, okay? Now we can carry out multiplication in Excel as well. For you to do that, click on the cell where you want to have the value placed, okay? After that, introduce equal sign and then quote the values you want to multiply. You can quote the name. For example, let's go with um this one, which is B4, okay? Then let's multiply with this 90, which is B6, okay? Then we are multiplying with this, which is B6. Then I'll type B6, and after that, press the enter key. And this is the answer, okay? Now let's talk about maximum and minimum value. If, for example, I want to find the maximum and minimum value, I can do that in these numbers, okay? The first is to select all these values. And after that, click the formulas tab, which is where we are already. Click on auto sum and then select mass. Okay, you can see it has returned the maximum value to be 250. All right, so if you want to find the minimum value, select all first, then click on formulas tab, click on auto sum and select min. Okay, which is minimum. So the minimum value, the minimum amount of dollars I spent in all these fruits is 50, and that is on banana. All right, so these are just the few steps you need to take to perform some calculations in Excel. I believe I have taught you something on how to use Microsoft Excel as a beginner, okay? If you want to read further, please consider buying this book above, okay? It's a current book on Excel. I have read it, okay? As a teacher, I still read books, okay, to do more. So it contains more information on Microsoft Excel. I have a link to the book in the description. So buy it from Amazon, okay, and read more. If this video is helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel so that you can watch more of tech videos on how to use software. Okay? Hit that like button for me and leave a comment. See you next time.